The family of the French bulldog puppy that died after it suffocated on a United Airlines flight have described the horrifying moment they discovered their beloved canine companion's lifeless body. 11-year-old Sophia Ceballos and her mother Catalina Robledo said they were told by a United flight attendant to put their 10-month-old pup, Kokito, in the overhead bin before their flight from Houston on Monday, but when they landed, they discovered Kokito had died. "He was a really special dog. It's just sad the way he has to just leave," Sophia told CBS. Robledo said she struggled to put Kokito's carrier under the seat in front of her. That's when a flight attendant allegedly insisted the dog be placed in the overhead bin. It's a dog. He can't breathe up there," Sophia recalled telling the attendant, and she said, "It doesn't matter, it still goes up there. She felt the dog and she put him up there," Sophia added, according to CBS. The flight attendant is distraught and claims she didn't know there was a dog in the carrier. But Sophia said they made sure to tell the woman. The family said Kokito barked for 2 hours of their 3-hour flight to New York's LaGuardia Airport. Then he stopped. Sophia said she and her mother wanted to check on the sweet pooch, but they weren't allowed to stand up due to the turbulence. When they finally landed, Kokito had tragically passed away. Sophia and her mother made the discovery as fellow passenger June Lara looked on. Lara, who sat behind the owner on the flight, recalled the entire incident on Facebook. He said that a member of the flight crew said the animal should go in the overhead bins. The flight attendants of flight UA-1284 felt that the innocent animal was better off crammed inside the overhead container without air and water, he wrote on Facebook. They insisted that the puppy be locked up for 3 hours without any kind of airflow. They assured the safety of the family's pet so wearily. The mother agreed. Lara said that when the plane eventually landed 3 hours later and the owner, who was with her 2 young children, opened the overhead luggage, the dog was dead. "There was no sound as we landed and opened his kennel," he wrote. "I held her baby as the mother attempted to resuscitate their 10-month-old puppy. I cried with them 3 minutes later as she sobbed over his lifeless body. My heart broke with us as I realized he was gone." This poor family paid $125 for their pet to be murdered in front of them. "There is no excuse for the pain this family is suffering," fellow passenger Maggie Greminger, who also witnessed the incident, said she was disgusted and traumatized by the dog's death. "How could a trained flight attendant instruct a passenger to place her dog in that bin? It was her job to understand the plane and its rules limitations." United Airlines say they are now investigating the animal's death and have apologized for the accident. They confirmed the puppy, which can cost upwards of $1,000, should never have been placed in the overhead bins. "This was a tragic accident that should never have occurred, as pets should never be placed in the overhead bin," United stated. "We assume full responsibility for this tragedy and express our deepest condolences to the family and are committed to supporting them. We are thoroughly investigating what occurred to prevent this from ever happening again." The airline's policy states that all animals traveling inside the cabin should be in a carrier and fit completely under the seat in front of the customer, and remain there at all times. Kokito's owners said they hope others learn from this death, according to the American Kennel Club. Like all flat-faced breeds, Frenchies are prone to breathing problems and do poorly in hot or humid weather. Frenchies also stress easily, increasing their need to breathe. There's no circulation at all in the overhead bins on passenger jets and are dangerous for any live animal. April 2017, doctor dragging 3 airport security officers at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport viciously dragged Dr. David Dow on a flight to Louisville, Kentucky. The violent incident was captured on cell phone camera by passengers on the United Express flight 3411 to Louisville. The graphic footage went viral and showed Dr. Dow's bloodied face after the officers dragged him down the aisle, dropped his head on an armrest, leaving him with a concussion, a broken nose and 2 missing teeth. Ultimately, the airline was not punished over the incident that sparked national outrage. The U.S. Department of Transportation said it found no evidence that the airline violated the civil rights of the 69-year-old, and there was not enough evidence confirming it violated rules of bumping passengers off overcrowded planes. April 2017, bunny death. United sparked controversy that same month after Simon, a 10-month-old 3-foot continental giant rabbit, died on one of its planes. The fit and healthy giant rabbit was expected to outgrow the world's biggest rabbit, died in cargo hold of a United Airlines flight from Heathrow Airport to Chicago on April 19. Its owner, Annette Edwards, said the rabbit died on the plane after it was accidentally shut in a freezer by bungling staff. A mystery U.S. celebrity buyer paid more than £2,000 to fly him from Heathrow to Chicago at the time, according to a USA Today report. United Airlines accounted for 1/3 of animal deaths in the United States over the course of 5 years. The Transportation Department's Air Travel Consumer Report reports United had 53 animals die on its flights from January 2012 through February 2017. This is in comparison to the total of 136 animals that died on all flights of airlines. The recent slew of onboard airline deaths of the animals do not necessarily mean United was responsible, as some were from natural causes. June 2017, toddler seat. On June 29, a Hawaii woman was forced to hold her 27-month-old son on her lap after a flight attendant gave her seat to another passenger. Shirley Yamauchi said she purchased the airline tickets to Boston 3 months before the incident, Hawaii News Now reported. Her son, over the age of 2, was required to sit in his own seat on the plane. Yamauchi bought her son Taizo's ticket for nearly $1,000 before it was given up. United Airlines issued an apology over the incident a few days after the woman's story went viral. January 2018, no toilets. On January 14. United Airlines Flight 1219, intended to be a direct flight from Denver, Colorado to Kauai, Hawaii, was diverted to San Francisco because the toilets had not been serviced. About 5 hours into the trip, the pilot announced the flight would be diverted to California. When the plane finally landed in San Francisco, passengers got aboard another plane. The flight, intended to last roughly 8 hours, ended up being a 16-hour ride. Passenger Rich Anderson told Fox 31 that everyone was disgusted and he was headed to Hawaii to celebrate his anniversary with his wife Kristen at the inconvenient time. He told the outlet they were halfway over the Pacific Ocean when the announcement was made. January 2018, feces vandalization. A United Air flight from Chicago to Hong Kong was diverted to Alaska after a man vandalized 2 airplane bathrooms with his own feces. We received a report of a passenger who had messed up the bathrooms with his own feces, Anchorage Airport Police Lieutenant Joe Gamak said in a statement. According to Reuters, the man, who had a Vietnamese passport and held U.S. residency, was escorted off the plane and questioned by police after. The individual was not charged but sent to a mental hospital for evaluation after. No injuries were reported.
The freaks at.